1991 was one of those years where Hollywood had confidence, even if that confidence wasn't always earned.
How about one of these?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh, I guess she is real.
Studios were riding high off the late 80s success, star power was everywhere, and the idea seemed to be, if we put a recognizable face on the poster, people will show up. Turns out, not always. A lot of 1991 movies didn't just underperform, they straight up confused audiences. And yet, decades later, these same films are the ones people revisit, defend, quote, and rewatch on a rainy afternoon.
You're not gonna learn what it means to be a cop by eating hot dogs and picking your teeth and asking stupid questions. We live this job. It's something we are, not something we do.
So today, we're diving into the 1991 movies that flopped at the box office, but somehow became cult classics you might actually love. Let's start with the most 1991 movie imaginable, Cool as Ice.
Drop it.
Vanilla Ice as a leather-jacketed rebel riding a motorcycle through a small town. Audiences peeled out, and the movie broke down like a motorcycle at the box office. Critics mocked it, viewers avoided it, and it became a punchline overnight. Today, Cool as Ice is beloved because it's so aggressively early 90s. The fashion, the slang, the absurd seriousness, it's not just a movie, it's a time capsule. People don't watch it ironically anymore. They watch it because it's hilarious, earnest, and wildly entertaining.
Words of wisdom. Drop that zero and get with the hero. See you later, Dick. It's Nick. Oh, yeah, Nick.
We've all had a landlord like The Super, a comedy where Joe Pesci plays a rich landlord forced by a judge to live in one of his own rundown buildings. Sounds like a slam dunk premise, right? Somehow, it wasn't. Audiences skipped it, critics shook their heads, and it was evicted fast. Years later, it's actually a solid morality comedy with heart, humor, and Pesci playing a different type of role. It's not over the top or flashy, and that's probably why it failed. But it's exactly the type of movie that people rediscover later on in life.
I don't need you to carry my bag. I don't need you to do nothing for me. You know why? Because I ain't scared in this neighborhood. And you know why I'm not scared? Because I walk it like I talk it, kid.
What's the matter with you?
And everybody needs some career opportunities. A movie that should have been a hit. A locked-in at Target overnight rom-com.
Cocktails in the rumpus room and then do it on the bunk bed.
Jennifer Connelly? Early 90s vibes? Somehow, none of that translated into box office success. At the time, audiences didn't connect with it, and critics weren't impressed. But now, this movie has a serious cult following. The empty big box store setting, the late night bonding, the dreamlike tone, it feels nostalgic in a way that only gets stronger with age. It's become one of those movies people finally discover and instantly fall in love with.
Now, let's go now. Yeah.
You are one good-looking ball of trouble.
Good.
Now on to the best Thanksgiving movie ever, Dutch. Dutch is one of those movies everyone seems to remember, but nobody remembers seeing it in theaters.
What'll it be? What won't make me vomit?
Ed O'Neill is a rough-around-the-edges guy forced into a Thanksgiving road trip with an unbearable prep school kid. Audiences passed, critics were lukewarm, and the box office had a turkey. Now, Dutch is a straight-up cult classic. It's funny, heartfelt, and perfectly captures that awkward, messy energy of family road trips.
Nothing burps better than bacon.
People realized it wasn't trying to be bright, it was just trying to be real. Before he was Mr. Nanny, he was Suburban Commando, starring Hulk Hogan as an intergalactic warrior trying to live a normal suburban life.
How do you know which ones are the right ones?
Well, you have to squeeze it a bit, and the softer the better, I always say.
Wow, I found a good one.
In 1991, audiences looked at this and said, "No way, brother." The movie flopped from the top rope. But now, fans absolutely love it. It's odd, sincere, and packed with cheesy sci-fi effects and dad movie energy. It's the kind of movie that knows exactly what it is, and it fully commits. The Butcher's Wife had stars, romance, and a whimsical premise about fate and clairvoyancy.
Alex Trimmer, you love me.
No.
Stop fighting it so hard.
No.
Stop fighting it.
Don't.
We're meant, it's destiny. Now why are you being so stubborn?
But none of that translated into ticket sales. Audiences missed it, critics gave it the cleaver, and the movie quietly got butchered. Years later, it found a second life. People started appreciating its gentle tone and optimism. It's not edgy, it's cozy. And sometimes that's exactly what cult audiences gravitate toward.
Jesus, oh, Mrs. Lemke.
And if the Manson family had a son, he'd probably be problem child too. Critics despised it, parents groaned, audiences barely showed up. By every traditional measure, it was a failure, but it's remembered as chaotic, loud, unapologetic, early 90s comedy that didn't care what people thought. It survived because its audience never forgot it, and that's the definition of a cult classic. These are the movies from 1991 that didn't connect when they were released, but refused to fade away. These films weren't box office champs, but they found something more important, the right audience willing to keep them alive. 1991 wasn't just a year of the hits everyone remembers.
Will you stop that, please?
It was also the year of the movies that quietly waited for their moment and finally got it.
Mr. Eck? Well,